I promise this is not a new style for me. I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. I promise. Bear with me. Hey, what is going on, guys? This is SMB Reviews, and today we are going to be taking a look at the new singles from a new project titled Red Hearse. And the singles, well, the EP, Red Hearse and Honey. Let's get to it. Okay, Red Hearse is a side project for Jack Antonoff, Sounwave, as well as Sam Dew. Honestly, wasn't too familiar with Sam Dew, like even as a songwriter, but upon looking into this, all of them are. This is a producer project. This is a group of people that are big producers and songwriters in pop music, and they came together and did their own project. And honestly, and that's not to say that they don't have their own projects outside of just being a producer, but most people would probably know most of these people as a producer, maybe Jack Antonoff as other things, but definitely the others as mainly producers and songwriters. So with this, I was kind of, well, one, it came out of nowhere. It just suddenly dropped. And I was really excited. As you guys know, I'm a huge Jack Antonoff fan. And I listened to these songs, and it wasn't what I was expecting, that's for sure. Because it's not necessarily one of their styles taking over. And it was surprising to me because they actually really balanced out their sounds well. So let me go into some background. Soundwave, a big producer of a lot of hip hop music, like Kendrick Lamar. He's worked a lot with Kendrick Lamar. He's done a lot of hip hop. We have Sam Dew, who has wrote a lot of big pop hits, as well as he has a solo career where he kind of does the R&B thing. Then we have Jack Antonoff with the more pop rock, indie rock sort of sounds. They're all over the place. These are three different artists entirely. Yet somehow it actually feels cohesive. It doesn't work on one of these songs. It still feels cohesive and seems like all the parts come together correctly. It just doesn't really sound good. It's not a sound that I like. But the other song works really well. So let's get into it. We're going to start off with Red Hearse, as it's the first track out of the two. Red Hearse it's really interesting. It does definitely have some more trap-leaning percussion. We've got a very soulful delivery from Sam Dew, who's the primary vocalist on this, which I love Jack Antonoff's singing voice, but Sam Dew has a beautiful voice, and we do get some singing from Jack Antonoff, though he rarely sings in this project. And I'd assume that Soundwave is not, because he's not typically a singer. I'm not positive, though, because this is such a small project, and I'm not overly familiar with each person's voice, so I believe all of it's Sam Dew, pretty much. That being said, this song works really well. It's so catchy. It sounds good. The falsettos are great. There's such a really interesting arping synth sound that I really enjoy. And honestly, I do really like this track. It's a little repetitive because it's pretty much the first verse and chorus and pre-chorus are just repeated the second time with an outro. That's pretty much all this song is. So it's the verse, pre-chorus, and chorus 2 times in an outro. It's very simple, but it's also a really short song, so it doesn't overstay its welcome. Really catchy to me, and I do really like it. And then we get Honey, which it's okay. It just doesn't have the same effect that Red Hearse does. Honey kinda is boring. It's definitely got a very sticky sound to it, and I think that's excellent because that is a really nice songwriter thing to do. Honey's sticky, and it sounds sticky. It's got really dripping synths. The vocals are just absolutely crooning, and it sounds okay. It just doesn't quite work as well. It doesn't have much that stands out. It just doesn't do much for me necessarily. And there's a lot of like eating references, and then we're gonna move slow like Honey. It's a slow, kind of sexy song, but it doesn't really work for me. It doesn't do too much for me. But honestly, this still kind of makes me excited. The first couple listens, I was kind of a little not put off, but wasn't super into it. But the more I listened to it, I really got into, especially Red Hearse. And I'm not saying that just as a Jack Antonoff fan, as there's plenty that he's done that's really bugged me, and I don't like some of his work with Taylor Swift and just some of his production work. I like a lot of his solo stuff, a lot of his bands that he's actually like singing and in, but his production work has been hit and miss sometimes. Some of it just doesn't quite work. Here it does, and they really combine all of their sounds really well. It works excellently, and I'm actually enjoying this quite a bit. And I'm excited. I believe there's an album coming. I'm excited for it. They're kind of being vague, so I don't know if there's an album, but I believe there's at least more songs. It's interesting to me. It's different. It's not like revolutionary, but I like it. So I'm gonna rate this as if it's an EP. It's 2 songs, but I'm gonna rate it just like an EP because it was released as like an A and B side single. So we're gonna rate it like an EP. In that case, I don't know, a 7 out of 10. It's good. I do enjoy it, and I definitely have had Red Hearse on a lot and very stuck in my head. What did you guys think of this EP, 2 songs, whatever? Let me know down below. Besides that, thank you guys so much for watching this video. It really does mean a lot to me, and I will see you guys later.